Well, welcome back to the Hot Seat. I'm delighted today to be joined by Matt Falla, Managing Partner of Evelyn Partners here in Jersey. Welcome, Matt.
Thanks. Good to be here.
So we recorded a great conversation last September over in Guernsey, and this chat is really a bit of an update on that. So what's been happening since last time we chatted?
Well, quite a bit, really. I think in terms of our product exposure, that's expanded recently with the addition of a relationship with Flagstone International to bring a cash solution to our clients. Our international exposure through global IFAs is continuing to grow, which has been fantastic. We've extended our range of solutions and its range of risk mandates to the IFA segment as well. So that's increased now up to 7, which is good to see, and it's been very well received. So yeah, quite a lot of activity.
So on the cash product front, I mean, what is it you think about the environment that makes that interesting when you're talking to clients or intermediaries? I mean, we're in unprecedented, unusual times, aren't we, economically? Clients are worried about counterparties, and if they've got, where does the solution kind of fit for you, or where are you seeing the traction,
Well, I think cash has always been an incredibly important tool. It's now one that is yielding far higher than it has done for probably the last decade. So it is both now incredibly important, plus also a different yield. The issue that we've always seen with cash is how do you diversify across different banks, different products easily, because as we know, the regulatory environment we live in does make it quite time consuming for a client to actually find the right bank, open the account and provide due diligence. So actually in partnering on this solution with Flagstone, who have existed in the onshore market for a number of years and have now recently established offshore, gives clients the ability to establish one account with Flagstone and then distribute money down to any number of their panel banks and panel products easily with the press of a button through an online platform.
How many institutions does that cover then available to?
Offshore, that number is growing.
Yeah.
It's currently around about 6 or 7, but growing all the time, and with different product offers ranging from the instant access through to the longer term notice and fixed accounts as well. So what would have been establishing 6 bank accounts, 6 forms of due diligence, 6 paper trails, and they're going through that, is now simply opening one. So that makes it a very much easier process. Obviously with cash now playing on call, north of 3% and up to sort of 5%, that again is quite compelling for those clients. And for us, it bridges the gap between somebody who wishes to invest, maybe wishes to invest slowly over a period. So it gives them the option to actually have their cash diversified and earning above what they could probably get in the market yield on that cash, but also then having an account with us that's ready to accept money when they are looking to actually deploy money into more risk assets.
And clients looking more closely at counterparties and credit risk when they're thinking about where they're holding cash, is that, and so you help advise them or help them navigate that and employ sensible strategy on risk and diversification?
There's no advice from our side. Actually, the Flagstone platform has minimum criteria to the banks that it will put on there based on credit rating, liquidity, and the products that are available.
So it's already a safe environment.
That's already done with them.
Right.
I mean, obviously, what we've seen more recently with the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, other US banks, and indeed the issues that we saw with the Swiss banking sector, is always the time when clients start to look a lot more closely at where their funds are held, how those funds are protected, how they can be accessed when needed as well, because you don't have to lose your money to lose access to it, which can be equally detrimental, especially in an interest rate environment where maybe you wish to pay down debt. So it's absolutely key that where the money is held is not only paying the best return, but also has the best quality around it as well.
So you mentioned on the top development of your offering in partnership with local and international IFAs. Perhaps you could tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so we've always had a strong connection through to our IFA community locally by placing our models onto various platforms, including Novia Global, Premium, and indeed 7IM.
Yeah.
We're also expanding more internationally as well, with some key relationships with the likes of the Holborn Group, whereby actually their model there is very slightly different. So in that model, there's what we call reliance. So the IFA will still be responsible for suitability and appropriateness,
right,
whereas us as asset managers are responsible for the asset allocation piece.
Yeah, okay.
So that works really well. The IFA maintains a good relationship with the client and continues to advise, and we manage the money and remain separate to that, but still accessible to that
and
end
Holborn
client.
out in Dubai, and where do you see then the potential for the IFAs out on the ground? Which sort of markets are they?
So the
active in?
Holborn is quite a global business,
Yeah.
actually. So yes, they're in the Middle East,
Yeah.
predominantly Dubai, but actually throughout the Middle East, also into Africa,
Right.
and further afield. And I think what we are seeing there is a range of clients that are looking for an internationally mobile nexus, really. They're predominantly internationally mobile individuals, and therefore having a consistent location, such as Jersey, for their monies is absolutely key.
Yeah, and I suppose it's the familiarity of the UK and Jersey linked together, proximity, but without being inside the UK tax net is a very strong proposition, isn't it?
And a very personalised service as well, that you might not necessarily receive for the investment amounts that some of these clients are looking at. So actually that relationship is now incredibly strong and growing quite considerably.
Okay, interesting. And what about other intermediaries, like the trustee market is something obviously you're very established in. Are you noticing any developments there or opportunities for growth and partnership with trust companies?
Yeah, I think it's probably ties up with the amount of consolidation we've seen more recently in the investment management market as well. You know, there's a good spread across the trustee market of investment portfolios with investment managers, and when you see the combinations of a Rathbones or an Investec and a Bruins and an RBC, that certainly does lead to those portfolios being reviewed. So that's certainly where we're seeing elements of clients coming to the stage of looking at those portfolios. The benefit of Evelyn Partners in Jersey is we're not just 7 to 12 people based here. We have 150 investment managers that are sitting throughout the group. So actually the relationships we have with trustees are far wider and greater than what we actually see here in Jersey. And in Jersey, we're not only what I'd say is a domestic manager, so people here managing money, we're also a booking centre for our non-Jersey IMs who are booking business here as well. So actually, you don't just get us here in Jersey, you get the whole group when you're actually interacting with us.
And last time we were chatting, you were talking about the broader capabilities of Evelyn on the tax side as well, and interacting with colleagues across the UK. Have you found in these intervening months that you've interacted with many parts of the business, different offices onshore in the UK?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, just in the last probably 3 months, we've had visits to the island from our business advisory teams who are working with trustees who may be looking at their expansion plans, who are looking at M&A activity.
Around the transactions,
Around the transaction side. So actually working with them. We've had our technology team over again looking at FATCA CRS solutions, and even into the UK looking at solutions for doctors' practices and how to change their billing. We've also developed a financial wellbeing program, which is now being run out to businesses as well to help their employees with their financial wellbeing, because the assumption that everyone knows how to manage their finances is somewhat false.
So that's a financial education kind of piece, is it, as a workplace benefit?
Completely, and it's something as well that last time we discussed Man Club, and Man Club has continued to expand. We're now looking at Man Club in schools, and we're also have created the Financial Repair Cafe, which again was created to bridge the gap between someone's financial concerns and what to do about them, because knowing your problems is one thing, having a route to actually fix those problems or start to fix them is another. I think there's still that gap exists. So the educational piece, the social mobility piece is incredibly important.
And what you read on the Jersey ecosystem right now is that, there's, through the pandemic, I was speaking to Kevin Lemazny, lots of relocators coming in, which was terrific. It was something we touched on last time. Is it still in rude health, as it were, with talent and people, high net worth and entrepreneurs looking to come to Jersey and make it their home? Yeah,
hugely. I mean, Jersey is a wonderful place to be. I would say that. I'm born here. I have to. It's the law. But as a place to do business, as a place to raise money, it's incredibly important. And I think what is very unique about the island is the willingness of islanders to introduce others. So actually you can come here and sit outside a cafe and suddenly have 6-7 meetings because people want people to have a good time here, be it in business or tourism.
It is collaborative, isn't it? That's the ethos here.
Hugely. Yeah. And so the ability to get things done, and we're seeing a burgeoning industry now around medical technology as well as fintech, because the ecosystem is so well connected that actually you can get things done pretty quickly, especially when you're working so well with government as well. So yeah, it's a fairly unique place to be.
That's great to hear. Well, Matt, it's always great to talk to you. Thank you for giving us and sharing us your insight. We look forward to sharing this interview.
Thank you, David.